Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you are tuning in. Welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a good Christmas heading into this New Year's Eve coming up on a Sunday. Of course, everybody will take off Monday, including Sports with Balls, which we've had, a good week vacation now. Hope you guys, again, had your vacation. Hope you got all the kids' presents situated. Hope you got what you wanted from Mr. Claus. But welcome into the show. I'm Jeff Michael, episode 271. Wow, on Sports with Balls. That's insane. Got a huge show today. First off, let's see what national holiday we got going on today. National Call a Friend Day. There you go. Phone a friend if you can. National Call a Friend Day, Chocolate Candy Day, Download Day, Card Playing Day. That's a good one because you know that game. What is it? Cards Against Humanity or something like that. Incredible game to play. Get out a card game. Get the kids together. Y'all have fun. National Short Film Day. If your name is Tim, it's your day. Pledge of Allegiance Day. There's a lot going on this December the 28th. There's also a ton of football going on today. I'm kind of excited about that. I am stoked. Like gambling-wise, sports-wise, this is unbelievable this part of the year. It's phenomenal. Last night's college football games, we'll get into those. We'll talk about the NFL football game that's taking place tonight in a win and you're in playoff game for Cleveland. That'll be a lot of fun. MVP race, which is very, very interesting because it seems like every week y'all throw out somebody that's all of a sudden Brock Purdy's not even close and Lamar Jackson's running away with it. It's insane. Next week it'll be somebody else. Russell Wilson in the Denver Broncos. What? I remember the beginning of the year, I said he'd be benched by week 8. Week 8 was actually when they started to turn things around, or week 9. And now, drama in Denver. Let's see. We'll get through the parlay of the day. I've got a good parlay of the day for you guys, so y'all stay tuned for that. But welcome into the show. If you're tuning in on Instagram, welcome in. Leave your comments. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all of them. Welcome into Sports with Balls. The podcast version will be up directly after this show is over. Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. It's all right here. Just go check it out. Go to Sports with Balls on every one of them. The Facebook site's unbelievable. People arguing on there all day. Well, I don't want to say arguing. They're debating. Social media is unbelievable. By the way, y'all stop sending me rude messages. See the messages I get, man. Woo! Haterades. Let's get into it, man. Let's see. First off, let's get into this NFL game we have going on tonight and one of the most incredible stories in the NFL, and that is Mr. Joe Flacco. Wow. This guy was on his couch. There was a picture of him boarding just a Southwest Airlines plane to go try out in Cleveland. I mean, look what Cleveland has done. Look what they've done. 5 or 6 quarterbacks now during the season. I think it's 5. Starting out with Deshaun Watson, all that guaranteed money. Like, he's not even a factor. Nobody's even talking about Deshaun Watson. The Joe Flacco story, in my opinion, is the story of the NFL this year. This is insane. Crazy that this guy was sitting on his couch and now is one of the best teams in the NFL. I told you guys this a couple weeks ago. I would not be shocked to see them go all the way to the Super Bowl. And listen to what could happen. You could technically have Joe Flacco in the AFC Championship game versus the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. What? Talk about a storyline. Oh, that is insane. Cleveland Browns versus Baltimore. Between the cities, obviously, there's drama because, one went to the other city. And then you have Joe Flacco, who played for Baltimore, and now he plays for Cleveland. Oh, man. Storylines galore. I'm sure the NFL wants the Cleveland-Baltimore matchup. Why wouldn't you? I would. That would be phenomenal. Probably the top two defenses in the NFL going head to head versus ex quarterbacks, MVP candidate. Oh, I mean, the NFL's praying for that storyline. Baltimore and Cleveland. Woo! Cleveland, if they win tonight, is in the playoffs. They're done. They're in 10-4 with 5 quarterbacks this year. Unfreaking believable. That's an incredible story. I can't believe that the Browns are 10-5, 7-1 at home. Tonight, they take on a New York Jets team. Are we just tired of this team at this point? This is the drama of the NFL. This is the girl that can't stay away from the drama. They are that chick in the NFL. Oh my God, well, pay attention to me. Aaron Rodgers, finally, all season long, he's just tried to stay relevant. Oh, I'm going to come back. Oh, it's been amazing. His Achilles injury so fast. He's going to come back. The Jets, they're going to make a playoff run. The Zach Wilson drama. It's just been one thing after another with the Jets. They're only 6-9, folks. The whole thing was Aaron Rodgers. Can we finally put this all to rest? That would be great. Can we finally just get rid of Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets? I'm tired of it. I like Aaron Rodgers. Way to go. But the Jets drama has to go. I'm over it. Cleveland Browns are favored by 7.5 tonight. I kind of like the Jets plus the 7.5. They're playing with house money. I don't think the Jets are going to win, but maybe a tight game. The Jets have a decent defense. Joe Flacco, I don't think is going to be able to throw the ball as much as he would like versus the Jets. But that's a good football game tonight. It's not a great football game. The Browns win. They're in the playoffs. And one of the most incredible stories we've seen in the NFL in decades. It's unbelievable what Joe Flacco's doing. Go from Deshaun Watson through quarterback to Joe Flacco. Unreal. Unfreaking believable. And the guy's playing lights out. But gets a tough New York Jets secondary tonight. I think I may take the Jets plus the 7.5. Now, if it was a little bit less, maybe 5, I think I'd take the Cleveland Brown, maybe 4.5, maybe Cleveland. But, 7.5, I don't know. That's interesting. We'll see if that line moves throughout the day, so pay attention to that. But, again, storyline of the NFL, Joe Flacco, Cleveland Browns win, and you're in the playoffs. And not only in the playoffs, folks. If they win tonight, they're 11-5 and one of the best teams in the NFL. That is facts. That is absolute facts. You look at the standings, they're up there. They're way up there. It's awesome what's going on in Cleveland. Baltimore's 12-3, top dog. But if you tell me that Cleveland and Baltimore can meet up in the AFC Championship game, I mean, I'm here for it. Yeah, the Dolphins. Yeah, the Bills. Fun storylines. Don't give me anybody out of the AFC South. Please, look, I understand you Texan fans. I get it. Oh, CJ Stroud's coming back. They get a shot at the playoffs. Fine. Good for you. And I hope that the Texans make it in because it looks like Jacksonville has a lot of things to figure out. And Trevor Lawrence is injured. But you can't tell me the Texans are even going to hold a candle to the Dolphins, the Bills, the Ravens, the Browns, even the Chiefs that are struggling. It's not going to happen. So, look, Texan fan, good. I hope you get in. I hope everything works out. But AFC South, sorry. But potentially to have a Browns-Ravens matchup in the AFC Finals, bring it on. The Chiefs? Whoa. What's going on? Is this the end of the road? Is this boys to men on the Chiefs? It doesn't look – that football doesn't look fun. Dolphins struggle. Cowboys, well, that's the NFC. But the Bills are the only other team I think that are playing at the level that the Ravens and Browns are on. And I think Josh Allen – and here we go with this MVP conversation. Because everybody's on Lamar Jackson's you-know-what right now. And it's doable, I guess, and that's all right. But last week, everybody was on Brock Purdy, and then Brock Purdy threw 4 picks. Half of them probably weren't his fault. But y'all, I hate this jumping from player to player to player to player every week, man. Brock Purdy lost 3 games in a row early in the season, and you guys were throwing him away, and then all of a sudden he's MVP again. If he goes out and throws 5 touchdowns this week, you're going to be like, Brock Purdy wins again. Dak Prescott has better numbers than Lamar Jackson this year. Way better. It's insane. But yet Lamar Jackson's the MVP. Now, granted, does Lamar Jackson have less talent? Way less, for sure. And he lost Mark Andrews. Lamar Jackson's doing incredible things. Is he the MVP of the NFL? I think Josh Allen's coming up on that. I think if Josh Allen pulls the Bills into the playoffs, he could have a shot there at the MVP. And Christian McCaffrey, that kid's phenomenal. I just, look, we've thrown Jalen Hurts out the door. And Dak Prescott, we still, he still has a shot for the MVP, I would think. But and the leader in the clubhouse right now probably is Lamar Jackson, but it's on a week-to-week basis. Like it is. Next week, it'll be somebody else. Brock Purdy was like minus 300 for the MVP last week. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. Let's move on to Denver. Bronco fan, how you feeling today? What the hell is going on in Denver? Oh my gosh. I'm not saying, I said he would be benched in week 8. They started turning things around week 8, week 9. But Russell Wilson and the Broncos have come to an absolute this is a story in itself. This is unreal. They are benching Russell Wilson for the rest of the season. Now, he's a backup. Will he get to play, on emergency roles? Maybe. But the Broncos are throwing in the towel. After what was, 4 games in a row they won. They looked good. It increases. So by benching Russell Wilson, this is essentially what the Broncos are doing. They're increasing their financial flexibility this upcoming offseason, as Wilson will make an additional $37 million guaranteed money if he can pass a physical by early March. Now we're figuring out they're going to release him. They're going to release Russell Wilson in March. Wow. Next season marks the first year of his 5-year, $242.6 million extension. This is insane. I just, and then Russell posts, God's got me looking forward to what's next. This storyline's over. It's over. And if this was the case, though, they started winning these games. The Broncos should have been losing a long time ago. There are 4 or 5 incredible quarterbacks coming out in this draft that the Broncos could definitely have somebody molding underneath Russell Wilson. I don't like this plan. I thought they should have. I'm not saying they're tanking on purpose, but it looks like they were going for playoffs, and now it looks like they're throwing in the towel. You should have thrown in the towel 6 weeks ago. And then, it maybe held some guys out, lost a couple of games, your draft stock goes up a little bit. You can grab one of these quarterbacks, unless you plan on trading up. And I would have somebody study under Russell Wilson for a year. Why not? You see the quarterbacks that are coming out, Caleb, Drake. There's incredible talent coming out this year in the NFL draft. And if the Broncos have no quarterback? Jason Stidham, that's the guy? That's who you're going with? Interesting. Or Jarrett, not Jason. Jarrett Stidham is now the starter in Denver. Wow. Just whoa. And I wonder the underlying stories in the whole Bronco thing with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. I don't think that they have gotten along since Sean got there. And I think that is a huge, huge ordeal. Huge ordeal here. I think that Sean Payton wants Russell out. I think he wants to groom his own quarterback. I don't think Russell Wilson's that big of a locker room guy. I think Payton runs his teams a little different. I don't think Russell Wilson goes out with the team and has fun and does those things. He's very religious. He's a family man, does those things. I just think that he doesn't mesh well in Sean Payton's system. And I don't think their personalities are on the same page at all. I think they clash. And I think that is a huge part of this. There's some underlying issues here. Huge underlying issues. You don't just get rid of a guy you just brought in for almost $300 million. Head coach says, see you later. Well, Russell Wilson, see you later. How are you benching Russell Wilson for Jarrett Stidham? I get it. It's all financial. Russell Wilson gets hurt. They owe him a ton of money. But here we go. More drama. The offseason in the NFL this year. Bill Belichick, where is he going to go? Chargers head coaching job open. Harbaugh, is he going to leave Michigan and come to the NFL? That's every year. Russell Wilson, where's he going next? Aaron Rodgers, is he's the starter next year for the Jets? Everything. The offseason for the NFL draft with all those quarterbacks coming out and all the talented wide receiver. The offseason this year for the NFL is phenomenal. Last year was good. This year, wow. Wow. You know, Raiders, are they going to keep their man right now? Are they going to stick with him as head coach? But we know we're going to have somebody new in L.A. at Chargers. It's going to be fun. Chicago Bears, what are they doing? They keeping Justin Fields? Arizona Cardinals? Man, there's a lot of really, really good storylines coming after the season in the NFL. We're still 2 weeks away from the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. And as we stand right now, as far as the playoffs are concerned, like I said, tonight, Cleveland wins. They're in the playoffs. Guaranteed spot. That's unfreaking believable. But as the AFC goes, Baltimore is number 1, locked in. Dolphins, number 2, locked in. Chiefs still have a chance to win their 8th straight division title. Division title. They're 9-6. They're the number 3 spot right now. You still have Jacksonville at number 4. I think the Jaguars and Texans game this weekend is huge. Huge. Browns at number 5 at 10-5. Bills number 6, and then you have the Colts at number 7. So this is all interesting because then you have the AFC South where the Colts, the Jaguars, and Texans all with the exact same record. Jaguars are in, Colts are in, Texans are out at this time. Steelers still have a shot. Bengals still have a shot. And in fact, the Las Vegas Raiders still have an outside shot to make the playoffs. Now, I doubt they will, but right now, Baltimore, Miami, Kansas City, Jacksonville, and Cleveland. Those are your top 5. Then 6 is Buffalo, 7 Indianapolis, and then everybody else on the outside looking in. In the NFC, we saw what happened to the 49ers in one of the most watched games on Monday Night Football ever. The San Francisco 49ers lose to the Ravens. They fall to 11-4, still the number 1 seed over the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC. Then you have Detroit, Tampa. By the way, Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, that's a great story as well. That is a fantastic story. Baker Mayfield is balling. Your Dallas Cowboys sit as the 5th seed in the NFC. That's right. What does the 5th seed mean, guys? Oh, that's right. A road playoff game for the Cowboys. I think we all know how that's going to end. Man, the Cowboys pray for a home game, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Rams are number 6, Seahawks number 7. Unbelievable year for Seattle. And then you've got a bunch of teams on the outside looking in. But that's your playoff standings. NFL game tonight should be a lot of fun. Let's move on to college football. And before we get into that, I do want to thank Christian's Tailgate. Obviously, huge sponsor of the show. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Award-winning food. Incredible place every night. They've got karaoke. They had what did they have? The goat yoga the other day there. Amazing place to watch your sports. Go to christianstailgate.com. Order some food. Go grab some drinks. Watch your sports there. christianstailgate.com. Also, Josh Smith over at Modern Home Improvement and Remodeling. 832-930-0156. Big Bama guy. I know he's excited for that game coming up. Y'all got to go to Sports with Balls on your social media outlets. I posted a picture because you had Harbaugh and your man over at Bama there with Mickey Mouse, and it was Nick Saban and Jim Harbaugh and Mickey Mouse in between them. It was one of the most classic pictures I've seen in a long time. So go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. And speaking of, get $500 off when you mention Sports with Balls at Modern Home Improvement and Remodeling. 832-930-0156. All right, college football. Where do I start, man? Should we start with last night's games? First off, today's games. Before you start gambling on today's games, know this. Every college football game today, every bowl game has a quarterback that one of them has a quarterback that's never thrown a pass, and the other 3 have quarterbacks that it's their first start. That's right. There's quarterbacks that have never played a college football game or never started a college football game playing today in every single bowl game. So, before you make your bets and you're looking on them, make sure you dive into, like SMU, their quarterback broke his leg last week. So I'm taking Boston College plus the 11. As a matter of fact, it's in my parlay of the day, and I'll get to that in a minute. But Rutgers and Miami. Miami has a guy starting at quarterback that's never thrown a pass in college. That's right. Or at least this year, I think. NC State and Kansas State, backup quarterbacks. Arizona, Oklahoma, backup quarterbacks. Unbelievable. It's because of the transfer portal. Unreal. All right, yesterday we saw West Virginia beat North Carolina. Sort of a given. And then you saw Virginia Tech over Tulane. Sort of a given as well. Another backup quarterback situation. Oklahoma State last night put it on Texas A&M. That was a fun game to watch. But I think the game of the night last night was at the Holiday Bowl, the DirecTV Holiday Bowl, where a kid by the name of Moss, who is a USC Trojan quarterback, goes for 372 and 6 touchdowns. Now, we all know Caleb Williams set this game out. Who would have thought? Is this the future? Did this kid already put his ballot in the Heisman Trophy for next year? My gosh. Louisville, folks, 15th ranked team in the nation. 10-3 going into it. Unbelievable. Good team. 15th ranked in the nation. And this kid, Moss, goes for 372 and 6 touchdowns. Went off. Absolutely went off. And it looks like USC has their quarterback for next year. I mean, wow. Kid looked good. He looked real good. And look, I even had Louisville in this because I was like, I don't know who this Moss kid is. How's he going to play? I wasn't even mad at him that I lost money. I wasn't mad at all. Kid went nuts. It was fantastic to sit there and watch. But today, you have games starting in literally 40 minutes from now, starting with that SMU game. Right now, oh, the line has moved up to 12.5. I like Boston College. Everybody's jumping on SMU because they're 11-2. This kid hasn't made a start in his career. He threw 1 touchdown and 2 picks last week. Now, look, I don't know why Vegas is moving. I mean, I'm sure a bunch of people are jumping on SMU because it is at 12.5 now. Woo! Over under at 47.5. Boston College is not that bad of a team. They played some tough opponents. So give me Boston College plus the points right now. It's 12.5. Rutgers and Miami. This is another one where I was like, ooh. Van Dyke for Miami transferred. So he's out of that was their guy, right? Like he was the guy that brought them all the victories that they got. They're 7-5 right now. Kid has 2,700 yards, 19 touchdowns. It's pretty damn good. But they beat Boston College in their last game, 45-20. Prior to that, they lost to Louisville, lost to Florida State, lost to NC State. Rutgers, on the other hand, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, I think have lost their quarterback as well. And that's where I think Miami, I like Miami in this game. Right now it's Rutgers -2, but let's see. Yeah, Miami with the transfer of quarter Tyler Van Dyke to Wisconsin. They have Jacurri Brown is expected to make his first start. So Rutgers lost 4 games in a row, and not against good teams. This is a pick 'em for me. But so if I'm going to do a pick 'em, I like Miami. They got a better record, but I don't see this being that fun of a game. Maybe you take the over. I don't know. It's 41.5. That's up to you. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here. I like Miami money line. That's what I'm going to say. Miami money line, Boston College plus 11. That's moved up to 12.5 now. And then NC State and Kansas State. Another backup quarterback situation. But these are bowl games all day long. Absolutely fantastic. Football all day in college. Then tonight you have an NFL game. Fun stuff. Short-handed, number 19, NC State takes on Kansas State. NC State is 18th in the nation. Kansas State, 25. And let's see. The line right now is Kansas State -2.5. I like the NC State. I do. I like NC State money line. And I think that there's an let's see, quarterback Avery Johnson will be making his first start for Kansas State. This is what I'm talking about with these bowl games. Every bowl game today has a quarterback making his first collegiate start. Wow. Because Will Howard entered the transfer portal. This is college football now. This is unbelievable. I hate it. Because either kids are sitting out. Now, you can go back to the game yesterday with USC, and that Moss kid never would have had a chance. We never would have seen 6 touchdowns from a guy we've never heard of if Caleb Williams wouldn't have sat out. So there are good stories that come out of this. But I don't think it's good for college football to have 4 games today, and all 4 bowl games have quarterbacks that have never started in a college game. How is that good? That can't be good football. Then again, we saw what happened last night. Woo! Man, what a show. By the way, if you missed any of this show, podcast version will be up directly after this. So go to Sports with Balls in all your podcast arenas. Go check it out. We went over Joe Flacco. Incredible story. Tonight, the Browns can clinch a playoff spot by beating the Jets at home. I think right now the line sits at Cleveland minus 7.5. We talked about Russell Wilson and the Denver aspect of what they're going to do. Standings in the NFL. What else do we go over? Parlay of the day. Let's get to it. I told y'all Boston College plus points. Let's take that. Let's take the Miami money line and NC State money line. So I'm taking Boston College. In fact, you could go Boston College money line, Miami money line, and NC State money line. But if you're on the Boston College, take the 12.5 points. It's moved to 12.5 right now. So give me Boston College, give me Miami, give me NC State. Those are your bowl games as far as parlay of the day. That's my 3 team, and I'm putting that in right when I get off air here because there's a bowl game that starts in 37 minutes. Woo. Let's see. Hall of Fame, Julius Peppers, Antonio Gates. Real quick, I don't have a list sitting right in front of me. I know that Andre Johnson's in there. Devin Hester, the return man for Chicago, which is unbelievable. I really hope he gets in. But there's the Hall of Fame. The finalists are out. There's 15 of them. Let's see. Patrick Willis, Dwight Freeney, Jared Allen, Willie Anderson, Darren Woodson. Like I said, Devin Hester. Eric Allen, Rodney Harrison, Fred Taylor. There you go. There's a lot of good guys. So go cast your votes on one of these sites and see if you're right and who gets in. Anyways, look, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Sports with Balls. I'll have another episode tomorrow morning. I'm back off vacation, so it will be every day now. I want to thank Christian's Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. Incredible. Award-winning hamburgers, award-winning food in general, and a great place to go watch your sporting events. Go get your drink on, your eat on. And also, Josh Smith over at Modern Home Improvement and Remodeling. $500 off your remodel. Mention Sports with Balls, 832-930-0156. Y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. This is Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff.